Today we're going to be talking about the most probable scenario for the Republicans to retain their majority in the United States Senate come November 2018. So to be first and just completely frank about this, it's not going to be hard. There are a number of states that are probably going to go to the Republicans or are very likely. They're going between 50-50 between the Democrats and the Republicans. And if the Republicans were able to play their cards right, months ago, they could have had a majority leading up into possibly a 55-45 scenario. Their failure to field good candidates in a number of these races, it's not really the fault of the national GOP. I would blame the type of candidates and the type of people that are coming out and voting to put up bad candidates. Like in Missouri, we have Josh Hawley, who was closely tied to the Missouri governor, who was plagued with scandals, and that's not going to help. His case either didn't really have a contested GOP primary whatsoever. People thought it would be contested. It wasn't. Okay, a couple of other scenarios where we look at some other races, like in Virginia, they nominated a Trump-like candidate. If they had nominated someone more like Mitt Romney type, where when Mitt Romney was currently leading in the polls, not currently, that was 2012. When Mitt Romney led in the polls in 2012, and it was a different type of candidate, they could have fielded a more, centrist, not really too far to the right type of Republican that could have made this race a little bit more competitive. In Florida, I think the GOP did very well there. In Tennessee as well. Arizona, I think they did very well there as well. But having Joe Arpaio come in and take around 20% of the vote, which could say a lot about the Republican Party, having someone like that even come close to winning the nomination is not a good look. Over in North Dakota, they do have a good candidate, but not so much in Montana or in Pennsylvania or Michigan or Wisconsin or Ohio. So, comes down to it, not that many good candidates in a number of these key races. West Virginia, can't really say it's the best candidate for the GOP either. But let's go ahead and take a look at the safe races for the Republicans. So in Mississippi, in the Mississippi special election, again, 2 more seats to add to them. They do not have to put any funds into it whatsoever. In Nebraska, another safe Republican state. Wyoming and Utah. That puts the Republicans at 47 seats. When I said it would be very easy, I meant it, because they only need 3 more out of the remaining 30 seats in order to retain the majority. Like the Republicans, there are always safe Democratic seats, so let's start by filling those in as well. Minnesota and the Minnesota special election will be a safe seat in this prediction, mainly because it already is a safe seat in the real-life prediction called Life Reality. But 47 Republicans and 37 Democrats, the Republicans, again, still only need 3. So when it comes down to it, there are some states that are probably going to be in their column. I'm only using the safe color for this point because I do not want to skew up the map when we use the range of colors. I can talk about the margins when I'm clicking on the state, but for right now, in this type of video only, not in a prediction video, but in the best case or how Republicans or Democrats can do X, this is what I will be using. I'll be using the safe color because I feel like that would be a little bit better. But Virginia's probably not going to the GOP at this point. New Jersey probably isn't either, even though New Jersey definitely could get close. Very close margin, closer than in Virginia. But we go over to the Rust Belt. These 3 states probably aren't flipping to the GOP either. And it isn't really crucial to a GOP victory. Ohio, West Virginia, and Montana are still Democratic states at this point in time. However, the Republican Party definitely could make gains. If they were to take back retain the United States Senate with 51 Republicans and 49 Democrats, or even expand on that, Florida, number 1 state that they can go to, because right now they are behind in Tennessee, in Missouri, in Arizona, and Nevada. Florida, they are ahead in. North Dakota, they are ahead in. Indiana, they are currently ahead in with only 1 poll out. However, being behind in a couple of these GOP states like Arizona, Missouri, and Tennessee does not show good looks for the Republican Party, whereas Florida, the Republicans are currently leading. They're also leading in North Dakota, so this gives the Republicans the majority. However, there is a possibility of them expanding this lead. Right now, Indiana could also go to the GOP based off opinion polling, and pretty much Joe Donnelly not necessarily campaigning as well as he could, especially on a number of things that are going to end up hurting him come 2018, especially crucial votes that really mattered. But also this Kavanaugh thing is going to be front up and center for all of these conservative Democrats in states like West Virginia, Ohio, the Rust Belt, Indiana, North Dakota, Montana, Florida, a couple of these races, Missouri. But right now we have 51 Republicans and 45 Democrats. To be completely honest with you, Nevada, Arizona, Tennessee, and right now I could classify Missouri. These 4 states, I just characterized the number of states all at the same time, and that may make some of you mad. However, I didn't want to prolong you going through all 4 of those states with the same reasoning for each. Clearly, there are some differences between the Sun Belt and areas in the South, but Missouri and Tennessee currently have either a Democratic incumbent or a Democratic former incumbent in a statewide office. In Tennessee, the governor race easily went to Phil Bredesen in 2006, winning every single county, left office with a 74% approval rating. In Missouri, we have a Democratic incumbent going against a not-so-good GOP candidate. We could see Missouri going blue, considering Claire McCaskill is currently leading in every single poll except for the ones taken on the inside for the GOP. In Tennessee, Phil Bredesen is leading in every single poll except for the ones taken on the inside for the GOP. Very interesting. But Arizona, also, Kyrsten Sinema is leading in every single poll. Nevada is the only race where I actually see an even closer race than in Arizona or Tennessee or Missouri, because there are back-to-back polls that show either Jackie Rosen winning or Dean Heller winning. So very interesting to see those two, that type of state, a state that Hillary Clinton won, be closer than in a state like Missouri, which Donald Trump won by around 20%, in Tennessee, which he won by over 20%, and Arizona, which came closer in 2016, but used to be a reliably Republican state. So if the GOP was to retain their majority they have right now, they would, of course, have 51 Republicans and 49 Democrats, no change here, but looking at the map, they would lose a seat in Nevada, they would lose one in Arizona, but they would gain one in North Dakota, they would gain one in Indiana, and they would gain one in Florida, and the Democrats would gain one in Tennessee, finishing off our map again with 51 Republicans and 49 Democrats. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.